So one of the things Miss Add has to do in order to earn her Junior Ranger badge anywhere in these national parks is to pick up 5 pieces of litter. And so she picked up like a little rubber thingy, not a like a like a rubber cap.
See a darn thing.
That's not comfy.
No, I'm good. I think my eyes have adjusted now. Why are there stars? We are up and at 'em bright and early this morning. We're gonna go try to tackle Zion again and do it
take two.
Zion take 2. We're gonna go use the shuttle buses.
Yes.
So no GoPros today, no drone today. Of course, you can't drone in the national park anyway, but strictly our handy cams and try to get those shots that we were wanting to get for us and also to show you guys.
And we got to finish Addie's Junior Ranger program.
Yes.
So, which has been pretty intensive. This is
Zion's like a college course for this kid.
Our 3rd day, because you guys went back. And you know, I think some shenanigans around a wallet may have happened.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
But you guys went back so you could hit a ranger program because it wasn't going to be on the days that we were going to be there. So we had to make an extra day for that. We tried to do some things. Addie did all the work she could do on her own. But then there's also a piece where you have to go to every stop on the shuttle stop.
There's 8 stops, well 7 if you don't count the visitor center, but I think there's stuff to see.
So we're trying to get there close to opening so that we can go do all the shuttle stops and then get back to the visitor center by 4:30.
Right. We're up early because the Goode Ranch, which those people are awesome, they're just outside of Zion. They're in Rockville, I think is the name of the town. There's like just little bitty towns dotted all around Zion. We're staying in a town called Virgin, and then there's Rockville, and I think it's Springdale, and then you get into Zion. But we're gonna stop in Rockville and let Ock go play with his new friends. The guy said that he hung out with a couple Chihuahuas the other day, so maybe he'll have those friends or make new ones. And then Mom has elected for us to go out for breakfast this morning.
Yes.
And that's what I meant to do this morning. I meant to look to see where to eat.
Ooh, honey.
Ooh, hey, it's if I could see the orange barrels. There's also road construction going on. Here, look. Orange barrels. Where those aren't, well, there were barrels. Now there's whatever those things are. They're everywhere. Anyway, so we're going to go out for breakfast, get a good hearty breakfast this morning, and then we're going to tackle
And one of the reasons we're doing that is because I had to work late last night so that I was going to prepare breakfast the night before, and I was too tired to do that. Then also, if I prepared breakfast in the morning, it was going to delay us to get out, but it also, we wanted something to eat like right before we got started because we're not going to be able to eat in the park the same way that we normally do because we can't exactly backpack a Coleman stove around and all that jazz, or a cooler. So we've just decided to bring snack things in our backpacks and get a good hearty breakfast before we get started, and then maybe, depending on what time we get done, we might go out for dinner too. So we'll just do it that way.
Man, you're going to take me out twice in one day?
I know.
I'm living right.
But here we go, into the sun.
Can you see me?
He can't see you or anything else. That's our mailbox.
Did I mention that we got up super early this morning so that we could drop off our dog, go have breakfast, and then go to the park? We have reached the winter season in the national parks.
No, but not for Zion.
No, not for Zion,
Don't get confused.
We've reached the winter season for everybody else around Zion, I guess, because we came here to the Goode Ranch the other day, and they were open starting at 8 o'clock. Drop-off was from 8 to 10. And so we said, hey, we'll come back on Tuesday, today, and we will bring Octavius back so that we can go see Zion one more time. And they said, okay, that's great, we'll see you Tuesday. Well, sometime between that conversation and today, they've hung up a sign that says, we're not open till 9. Oh, wait, somebody just showed up. Hey, let's go. Hang on. Oh.
Taking good looking dogs today, I'm sorry.
Well, you can have him, you can't have me then.
All right.
I think they're taking pity on us. He was crying because he's like, dude, I remember this place and I really want to go in and you made me come back out to the truck. Okay.
Well, that was awesome. That just made me a happy camper. He just came, the guy came out, he's like, yeah, I know we're not open till 9, but I'll take your dog.
So we're wearing t-shirts today to keep good attitudes. You're wearing your happy camper and I'm wearing my choose joy. Because we've decided we're gonna enjoy Zion if it kills us.
Hey, it's working. Okay.
So far.
So long, Doggy Dude Ranch. Now it is time for bacon.
Bacon makes everything better.
So we found this little restaurant here in Springdale called Oscar's, and we just got our breakfast. What'd you get?
I got the frosted
French toast?
Yeah.
What'd you get, Mom?
I got a Rocky Mountain omelet and a side of bacon.
I got the Mexican breakfast burrito with a side of toast. I don't think we're gonna go hungry today. That was a good breakfast.
Yummy. So
that was like the best breakfast burrito I've ever had in my life.
Those of you that eat low carb that are Crock Posse members, I like when we do go out to eat, I like to do breakfast because there's a lot more options for folks like me. Usually most of the omelets and things, and then you can always order a side of bacon or something like that. I got their Rocky Mountain omelet, and I will tell you, if you are low carb, like I eat onion and
tomato and things like that.
I eat vegetables that tend to be a little on the higher carb side. I just eat them in moderation. But they had sauteed onions in that was like throughout the entire omelet. So if by chance you're here, I would just order it without the onions. But other than
what
that,
we're saying is,
very yummy.
If you're ever in Springdale, Utah, like to visit Zion, go to Oscar's.
Yes.
It's right here in town. And
it has parking.
I had the Meat Lovers breakfast burrito. Miss Ad got the
Frosted Flake
French toast. So they like batter their French toast like normal, and then they cover them in Frosted Flakes. I had a bite. It was really good. But the food there is amazing. The service was
really
great.
Yummy.
So if you're ever in Springdale, Utah, on a trip or whatever, go to Oscar's and tell them that Mike, Cris, and Ad sent you.
They won't know who
and they'll
they
say,
are.
who? But still, go there because it was really good food. All right, now it's time to hit the park.
Yes.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Fine, and you?
Very well, thank you. Did you need a map today?
No, sir, we're good.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, we've made it on the bus to the museum.
For wildlife, an oasis in the desert. For you.
Don't feed the animals, y'all. They might feed on you.
Yeah.
We're off to a great start. The museum is closed until 10 a.m. What time is it?
Not 10 a.m.
Obviously.
9:30, and our
It's
shuttle just left.
9:30 and the bus just left, so I think we'll go on to the next stop and then we'll have to hit this last on the way back. Well, we couldn't do the museum because they're not open yet, so we moved on to the next stop.
Google came through. We found the plaque on Google and we read about it. And we're gonna confess to the ranger and tell them that we've been there when it was closed. We've tried to visit there 3-4 times and we just had to Google it.
Google it.
So who was on that bronze plaque?
Stephen Beefin.
And who was he?
He was the first director of the National Park Service.
Hey, there's a plaque of him in the Grand Canyon.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like one of the guys who tried to form like the
I wonder if
Grand.
they got like a buy one get one free plaque deal or something. Thanks, Google.
We're gonna go for a walk.
So next on our scavenger hunt is the Court of Patriarchs. That's what Addie's learning about now. It actually is named after 3 people in the Old Testament. Abraham Peak, then Isaac Peak, and then Jacob Peak. There's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
So one of the things these plaques talk about is the fact that this park is always changing. The rock is always eroding, the water's always falling. And a lot of times, some of the canyons collapse. And back in 1995, the year I graduated high school, a long, long time ago, they had a huge rock slide and landslide that came down.
Dinosaurs were still alive.
You got your own camera, go away. But they had a huge landslide from a bunch of rains that come through, and it actually washed over the road, or the rock slide went into the Virgin River, and the river had to go somewhere, so it washed around the rock slide and actually wiped away the road. They had to evacuate a campground, and I think it was in '98 they had another slide that had people at the lodge stuck there for like a few extra days because everything had like washed down and washed over the road and flooded and blocked people in. So some people got extra vacation days, I guess. Well, we can't convince Addie to go on the Angel's Landing Trail. Something about falling over 1,000 feet to our death. She has no desire to. So one of the shorter walks would be the Emerald Pools Trail. It's only a mile that way, but there's a problem. It's closed off due to rock slides. So we're gonna jump on a bus and go to the next spot. Back on the bus. So one of the things Miss Ad has to do in order to earn her Junior Ranger badge anywhere in these national parks is to pick up 5 pieces of litter. And so she picked up a water cap, a cigarette butt, a screw, a toothbrush pick, like a little rubber thingy, not a like a like a rubber cap. So it's kind of gross, but it's part of the job. So we've got plenty of hand sanitizer. And now that completes her mission. Now she can go get her Junior Ranger badge. You ready, Addie?
Yeah, I still need to find 4 animal sculptures, though.
Oh, we have to find 4 animal sculptures. It never ends. Addie found one of the animal sculptures. What'd you find, Dad?
It is a ring-tail.
I would just put lizard because
Yeah,
somebody's taking the plaque off of it.
Alright, next. Where is it?
I would go this way.
I don't know. That some part has been taken out also. I'm just gonna write turtle. Or tortoise, I guess. Okay, oh, that's even the one that's in the picture. Already.
And for extra credit, dude with no shirt on.
Oh, God.
You remember her?
Hello again.
She gave the awesome talk the other day.
Oh, why thank you. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I am proud.
I am proud
to be a Zion Junior Ranger.
Zion Junior Ranger.
I promise to enjoy
and
protect Zion
Zion
all national parks.
in all national parks.
I also promise
to
learn about and respect the natural world wherever I go. Congratulations, you are Zion's newest Junior Ranger. Well done. Good.
We're at the stop where Angel's Landing is, and I think Addie wants to go on that hike, doesn't she?
Huh?
You want to go on that Angel Land?
No.
Angel's Landing?
No, I don't. People have died on the trail. The bus driver just said no.
Oh, she's rotten. A day, another half day, 10,000 bus rides, and a Junior Ranger badge later, we are finally on the trail for Weeping Rock. Yay!
So our Weeping Rock up here in Zion, and the reason they call it Weeping Rock is because the top layers of rock up at the top of the sandstone that's up there is real porous, and so it catches all the rain and the snow, and it slowly seeps down through that sandstone until it hits a layer that's a lot more dense, and it can't soak through, and so the only place for it to go is out, and when it does, it runs off the side of the rock face, and of course there's all kinds of ferns and algae, and then it's just lush greenery through here. See all the trees and bushes and plants and everything is through here. And it's all feeding off of this natural spring called Weeping Rock. So we've been to Weeping Rock. Now we've driven to the end. What's this place called, Addie?
No. We rode to the end.
Yeah, we rode to the end.
Getting us in trouble again.
We rode the bus to the end of the loop. And what temple is this called, Addie?
The temple of Sinawava?
Sinawava?
I think so.
Something like that. We'll figure it out on the sign up here. I think I saw one back there.
We're doing the river walk.
Yeah, we're doing a river walk. Kind of like in San Antonio, only we're not in Texas yet.
We took a little path off of the Narrows part of the trail, and it's the path less traveled, I think, but it also gets us over to river access. So it kind of gets away from all the crowds of people, which is really, really nice.
This park filled up quick.
Yeah, and it gets us with this amazing view of the river. Over here, huh? I really like this path. It is not paved, and you have to kind of climb down to get to it, but it goes right alongside the river, and there's like not as many people here.
Like none. It's awesome.
Right, I think I've seen one other person. And there was a sign that said river access, and I don't believe we need a permit to be here.
I guess we'll know if we get a ticket. It's the only thing we haven't gotten on this trip. Knock on wood.
Sorry. So we're gonna enjoy these awesome views.
This has got to be, there you are. This has got to be one of the most beautiful views out of any trip we've ever taken. Right here, check this out. That's got Paint Me Bob Ross all over it.
We're gonna take a picture of it and we'll paint it one night on our painting night.
Oh, I've got like 20 pictures and we will.
And you'll have happy little trees.
Lots of them.
Well, I know seeing this shot, I got a little happy little me. Well, finally had a successful trip through Zion National Park. Only took us 3 trips. Well, I take it. The first trip, we didn't know what we were doing, obviously. The second trip was me and Ad going and seeing a ranger lecture. The third trip was us coming back to find my wallet. And then there's today. Random dude walking by my truck. That was weird.
You know what? I don't fault him because everywhere you try to get, it is like really difficult to figure out. So, dude, I wish you the best of luck.
But when you actually get to like take in the experience like we did today, this place is beautiful.
It is hands down, the nature part of it is amazing.
Yeah,
the formations,
the way the sunlight bounces off the rocks, they turn different colors. Sometimes they're lighter shades of red, sometimes they're darker shades of red and orange.
the water, the rocks,
Yeah, the weeping rock,
the trees, the foliage,
the cute little squirrels.
yes,
Every bit of it was gorgeous. The birds. It's just beautiful, beautiful nature out here. When we came in the park earlier this morning, there were a few people. I mean, there's quite a few people here. But as we're leaving, and now it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, we're going to head back and grab Ock. This place is packed.
It feels like an amusement park, in my opinion, here.
There's a lady who decided to take a very slow stroll across the front of my truck. I'm glad I stopped. I wonder if I honk my horn, she'd move faster.
No.
I won't do that. That's not nice.
It feels very congested and everybody trying to be in the same place at the same time. And this isn't even what's considered their heavy season.
I can't imagine what this thing is like in the late spring and into the summer.
I can't either. I mean, some of the buses we were on were standing room only.
Sardines. We felt like sardines.
And then the trails were like hurting people. Like people were just one right after another. That is, I think that speaks to, one, the beauty of this place. But
yeah, it's a very popular park.
we've been to other popular parks and we've been to other very beautiful places, but the way that people are managed in this park is really like claustrophobic to me. I mean, it's like we're all on top of each other all the time. And so the few times we were able to go on a side trail properly marked and all, I'm not talking about going off the trails, but
Right.
I'm talking about
Don't
going
go off the trails in the national parks.
no. Going off on a side trail where less people were, that was just, those were awesome, awesome moments. But they were definitely sandwiched in between feeling like you were downtown in the middle of a city because everybody is everywhere.
Sun's back.
Here's the sun. That's, you know, that did take away from the overall enjoyment, but I think we still had some really awesome moments and some fun times.
These canyon walls are thousands of foot up in the air. One of them, like one of the highest points, is like 4,000 feet above you. And like a lot of the ones we were walking by were like 2,000 feet tall. And it's hard to put it on film as much as but I tried as hard as I could just to show you just how steep and how high these canyon walls are. And there were people climbing on them. I tried to get video of that, but the bus was going by too fast.
Yeah.
But there are people, we saw people again carrying in like ropes and harnesses and all kinds of stuff. And all they want to do is just climb up the sides of these cliffs, which more power to them.
And I know they were saying that like going to the Narrows from, it was called the River Walk Loop, is like one of the more popular places to go, but I will say the other two hikes that we took I thought were almost more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Weeping Rock and then the hike to the lower Emerald Pool. both had steep inclines, but they both had less people, and there was a lot to see along the way of both of those, I think.
There's a lot of places here that you can't go because of rock slides, like the Upper Emerald Pools. You couldn't go there. There was another hike, I can't remember which one it was, but they said it was, and it was a more strenuous hike. But they've had a lot of rock slides here lately that have like completely wiped out the trail.
When I originally heard that, I thought, oh, like they just have got to repair something, and then we actually saw one of the rock slides, and it's like, oh,
giant boulder the size of my truck.
Yeah, like
right through the middle of this man-made trail.
It's not just the trail needs repaved.
Yeah. But I mean, it's more touristy down here for sure. Springdale is a tourist town. Really good breakfast at Oscar's. So again, tell them that we sent you, and they'll say who. But maybe it'll bring more people to our channel. That would be cool. But anywho, I had a good time. I mean, overall, I had a good time. I'm glad we came back and saw Zion for what it was, and it was totally worth it. I think that at some point, maybe in my life, I wouldn't mind doing Angel's Landing.
Not
which
with me.
they say that the reason they call it Angel's Landing is because it's so high up that only angels could land there, which I thought that was pretty neat.
And it has a 1,000-foot drop on both sides.
Yeah, you have to really hang on to this chain, and hopefully the chain is strong enough to hold you. And I'm not wanting to check that out with my family. I'll do it by myself.
One of the things we had talked about is like there's lots of state parks around here that, you know, if we do come back to this area, it might be fun to kind of really dive into the state parks to see, because it's going to have a lot of this similar scenery and those kinds of things, and I'm sure they've got awesome hikes there too.
Yeah.
And it might just be a way to kind of enjoy the natural atmosphere without like the chaos of getting in and out.
Right.
Kind of thing.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's enjoyable.
Gorgeous.
All of Utah that we've seen is just absolutely beautiful. Canyons and mountains and hoodoos.
Oh my.
Oh my. Everywhere. So we've enjoyed it. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Now, tomorrow we hitch up and we go on to our next adventure in another state. I'm not supposed to tell you where, and so I won't say it because what goes on there stays there. But we're going there, and I'm excited. So
you had to go there. Didn't you?
We have to go there. Mainly because we already have reservations. But until then, if you like what you're seeing here, give us one of these. And also, if you have not become a member of the Crock Posse, Cris, what is the Crock Posse?
Crock Posse is our fun-loving, crock-potting, slow-cooking, foodie-loving, pressure-cooking, instant potting, traveling family.
Well, y'all got a lot of responsibilities. And if you want to be a part of all that, all you got to do is click the subscribe button down below. And if you want to know what we're doing as soon as we're doing it, when we're putting it up on the channel, all you got to do is click that little bell. Miss Ad, what is that bell called?
The ding-a-ling.
The ding-a-ling. Click the ding-a-ling and we'll let you know as soon as we put up a new video, and we put up a bunch of them every week. And also, y'all, whatever you do, laugh often.
Eat good food.
And speak like.
Bye.
Subscribe and click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the page